Okay, diving into another Pringles here to see if I can do it. If I can taste 30 to 40 Pringles flavors in 30 days or less. So far, so good. Now, these right here are enchiladas adobada. And yesterday it was carnitas tacos. So these Mexican flavors are very interesting to me. I spent about 3 decades living down in Texas and trying a lot of different types of Mexican and Tex-Mex food. And Mexican food has been one of my favorite foods since I was a little kid. So these flavors are some of my personal favorites to go ahead and try. So taking a look at the package here, Pringles Enchilada Adobada. What exactly does that mean? Well, I hope I'm about to explain it. Here's the back of the package. Now, taking a look at the graphics on the front of this, you will see a thinly sliced lime there at the top, and then, of course, a Pringle or a saddle shaped chip, and below that, a dried red chili, and below that, a mocajete, a stone vessel for cooking and serving food in Mexico, a mocajete. Now, the picture is a little bit impractical because if you ever have flames coming out of a mocajete, uh, it should be for a very short amount of time. Something as in burning off some tequila on the top or something like that. Typically, you're not served something with fire coming out of the top of the mocajete. And of course, for it to be coming up to the dried red pepper, there would be no point in that because the pepper would ignite. It would combust almost immediately. But it is an attractive package, very easy to find on the store shelf. A nice blend of purple and orange. Now, how does this differ from the carnitas tacos flavor that I tasted yesterday? Let's get into that. But first, it's an absolute necessity to talk about pastor. Okay, and we're talking about all pork here. Carnitas are typically pork, uh, and adobada is typically pork, and pastor is typically pork. Now, this is how pastor would typically be served, like from a food truck or a restaurant, on a spit or a spool, almost like a kebab, where it is cooked while rotating and then the meat is shaved off. Now, if you take a look at this kitchen here, you will see pineapples down at the bottom, which is a signature of the citrus that is used in pastor. Now, with adobada, it is easier to make at home because it's typically made in a pan or even a slow cooker. So you're eliminating the whole spool factor, which would be more common in a commercial application, such as a food truck, where it's easier to prepare. And then one of the differences is that instead of using pineapple, as in al pastor, you would use orange juice or mango, pretty much anything which differentiates it from pastor made with the pineapple using the spit. So complicated and commercial level, home level, adobada. Now, taking a look at this image here, there's several different types of chili peppers. I'm not going to get into that. There's 2 to 3 different types which are typically used for this. Ancho is one of them, and you will see the dried red peppers here with the lime. And when they're served, they're either eaten out of a bowl, some of the time over rice. Here is a classic application with tacos. And as you can see, just like the carnitas tacos Pringles I tasted yesterday, where I got into the use of white only or white only onions and cilantro versus yellow or purple onions, that is per Chef Rick Bayless of Frontera Grill in Chicago, who went viral recently for claiming that he believes that only white onions should be used on Mexican food, including tacos. And he should know because he is the star of a long running PBS series called Mexico One Plate at a Time, where he has traveled to Mexico and documented the history of their foods. So I'm not going to dispute what Chef Rick Bayless says. Now, in this serving, you'll notice that there are 2 tortillas per taco. These are corn tortillas. And the reason this is done is that corn tortillas tend to break. So that's why you will see a double tortilla used with a taco, and in this case, an adobada. I knew I was going to mess that up. Adobada. And right here, this is a San Diego style serving. This is on a thick homemade corn tortilla, which does look durable enough to where it's not going to break, and you will see the avocado. Now, adobada is from the regions of northern Mexico and Baja California. And this is a perfect tie-in, which I call Cali mix, of adding the avocado, which I am certain also has lime, salt, and cilantro in it as well with the green avocado sauce. So there we go. Am I wrong? There's a high likelihood that I got something wrong there. And if I did, let me know in the comments below. I am not a Mexican food historian. I'm a Mexican food lover. And that's just what I think, and I think it's right. Now, taking a look at the nutritional information, I'm always looking at sodium. These ring in at 280 milligrams per serving, which is about 14 crisps. Now, that's really high for a Pringle. It seems as if the average for Pringles are around 180, getting up to about 220, but getting up to 280, that's really pushing it. And I have seen a couple of the recent flavors that have come out, such as smoky bacon, one of the most recent releases of Pringles, which I just tasted a few videos ago. They're increasing in sodium. So taking a look at the ingredients here, we have covered the nutritional facts, or just the sodium. Taking a look at the ingredients, there's really not a lot different about this. Uh, I'm taking note of the fact that it says lime juice, and with the Mars company that owns this brand now, I believe that they're keeping part of their recipes proprietary by just listing what's put in here under spices. And as we can see, they are using monosodium glutamate. They're using paprika extract for color, and then they're still using red 40 Lake, which I believe is going away in the United States. I think by December of 26, where only natural food colorings are going to be allowed. Now, here's something that I would like people's help on clearing up. This is another San Diego, California style enchilada. And the reason I say that is these say enchilada adobada. Okay, enchilada adobada rolls off the tongue, right? Not for me some of the time. It's my understanding that if it's enchiladas, they would be called adovada with a V, not adobada, adovada. And with this being Cali mix, you'll see evidence of that by the fact that they're using thin sliced lettuce or possibly cabbage, and then, of course, radish. The radish is the real signature that shows that this is Cali mix or California style Mexican food in the same manner as the more commonly known Tex Mex. So let's see what these things taste like. I'm looking forward to this. When I saw these on the store shelf, I had to grab them immediately. All right. I'm getting I'm getting a spice that actually burned my nose a little bit. Seriously? Yeah, I'm getting a tingling sensation in my nasal passages. That's interesting. Adobada, which I really seriously think when it's an enchilada, it's called adovada. So I don't know if Mars knows that. I think these should actually be called enchilada adovada, not adobada. But hey, it's an interesting Pringles. Here's what it looks like. I don't know if that color is coming from the paprika or the red number 4. I'm getting a little bit of lime, and I'm getting a smokiness, and that's how it should be. Let's see what these taste like. Hmm. These must have milk or cream. Let's take a look at the ingredients. Let's look for the milk or cream. Onion powder, paprika. Hmm. I am not seeing milk or cream. That's interesting because I'm getting a sour cream flavor from these. Now, that could be a combination of garlic and onion powder. And it is making me imagine an adovada or adobada enchilada. Okay, these are nice. If you like Mexican food and you like Pringles, grab these for sure. I'm going to rate these as a 7 of 10. Would I buy them again? Perhaps. But if anything, it makes me want to throw some beef. I prefer using beef for Mexican food instead of pork, just a personal preference. Makes me want to throw a beef chuck roast in the slow cooker and put in all the correct seasoning and red chilies to make adobada. That's what I want now. So it definitely does remind me of the adobada tacos and adobada enchiladas that I've tried in Texas and Southern California. A 7 and a thumbs up. If you like videos like this, stay with me on this journey. I have got so many more Pringles to taste to see if I can do this. 30 plus Pringles. I'm aiming for 40 in 30 days or less. And so far, I'm on track. So give me a subscribe. I enjoy doing these. There's definitely more to come. And until next time, enjoy all of your unusual Pringles and snack foods. And peace out from San Francisco. Bye.